of excise duty. So before to I already gone through this part. Let me explain some a little bit part of that. Whatever the inventory valuation is there, the inventory valuation means which needs to include the excise duty, right? Say example, I purchase the some of the goods for my manufacturing purpose. For that I purchase the raw material. For sale purpose, I will purchase the finished goods. Manufacturing purpose means you are purchasing the raw material. For that your seller is adding a excise duty, which is related to your reach to your place. That is nothing but nowadays it is a GST. Now if it is you are a seller, for that also there is a tax for that excise duty. If it is there, not actually excise duty, for manufacturing purpose also only it will come excise duty, that should be included. That is past. Provision is not considered. Provision means outstanding tax cannot be considered. Then very important, they may be asking you the question, which items cannot be included in the valuation of inventory. When you are finding the closing stock, what are the costs which cannot be included? I will repeat once again. Carefully you have to listen. This part is very important. They may be asking you for 5 marks. As per AS2, which of the cost not included while valuation of inventory, right? So what are the costs which is not included in the valuation of inventory? The first one is the first point is abnormal waste. Abnormal waste nothing but abnormal cost. What we can say, it is a abnormal cost. All you know that abnormal loss, you are facing the abnormal loss first. Abnormal loss or abnormal waste cannot be taken into consideration, right, while valuation of inventory. Which one? Abnormal loss or abnormal waste. Abnormal loss of material may be, abnormal loss of labor, then any other cost related to abnormal base. So any kind of abnormal loss, if I say that, it is called abnormal loss. Simple, if I say in one word, it is abnormal loss. Abnormal loss cannot be included in the valuation of the cost. Next, storage cost, nothing but example, godown rent. All you know that godown rent or warehouse rent, right? Godown rent and warehouse rent. Godown rent or warehouse rent. So warehouse rent or godown rent cannot be taken into consideration of the valuation of the inventory. So if you are having any godown cost or godown rent you are taking, for that you are paying the godown rent, that godown rent cannot be taken into consideration while finding the valuation of inventory. Say example, your value of the goods is 10,000 rupee. What are the costs associated with the stock? Other costs are to be included, but storage cost cannot be included. Then administration cost. Which one? Administration cost. What administration cost includes? Example, salary, example, insurance, right? So etc. So many the fixed cost comes. Example, interest on the loan. So these are called administrative cost, finance cost normally, and administration cost. Administration cost cannot be taken into consideration. Say example, so you are having the godown. In the godown you have the stock, the unsold stock is there. For the to handle those unsold stock, you appointed a inventory manager or a storekeeper, store superintendent, and for that cleaning purpose you appointed the example worker, a clerk is there. For them you are paying the salary. Is it that salary is to be added in the valuation of cost? No, right? So the administration cost cannot be included. Next, selling and distribution cost. Whatever your finished goods are there, it is to be sold. For example, selling expense means commission, right? Commission or discount that you are using. Normally commission and discount. For sale, I am telling sales, not for purchase. Sale of your finished goods, for that if any expenses comes to you, that cannot be included. And delivery cost, nothing but a delivery van cost. That is called a carriage outward. What we call in accounts carriage outwards. So carriage outwards cannot be taken into consideration in the selling and distribution, cannot be taken into as a part of inventory valuation. Next, lastly, as I said that interest on borrowings, nothing but interest on loan, the interest on loan nothing but what? We call it is the finance cost. Finance cost cannot be taken into consideration. Any finance cost cannot be taken. Then which are the items taken? I think I already said in the yesterday's class also. So those items are to be included. These items cannot be included. If the question comes to you for the 5 marks, so you need to write these 5 points. Don't add any extra item, right? So because it is a law, accounting standard is a law. Don't write your own laws by adding the 6th item, right? So only 5 items are there as per Indian Accounting Standard 2. Once you are qualifying the chartered accountant and you are a one of the member of the chartered accountant, you can express your way. No sir, that we need to go for administration cost, interest on cost, one more cost is to be not included. You be a part of the ICA members, then you go for the your own way, but don't add a 6th point in the examination. Only 5 points. If you not able to write one point, if out of 5 if you left it 1 point, no problem, but you will lose the marks. But don't add the 6th point, right? The next cost formula. How to find the cost? Cost can be computed. How the cost can be computed? Specific identification, that is specific identification, specific purpose for specific project. So specific project purpose, if you are having the any cost, that is your cost formula. For that, what you have to include? Interchangeable in case of goods or services produced, or segregated specific cost. So segregated means you have the 3 or 4 projects. Out of that you have to find the specific project. A specific project nothing but what? You need to identify the cost which is included to the separately the each project. That is the specification. Then the first one. Second one is what actually? The FIFO or the weighted average cost is normally preferred. Normally preferred. I am not telling that these two methods are the always superior. I am not telling superior method. Only I am saying that these two are the best. As per AS2 they said that. When impractical, standard cost or retail method. See, other than the special, if it is a special project, you go for the interchangeable, or in case of goods or services produced. Means in case of a specific project, whatever the cost of the goods incurred or services incurred, that is to be a cost. In case of other than the specific, then you go for the all other the kind of business, you go for the FIFO method or weighted average cost method. When impractical means normally it is not the regular business, right? You are not running a regular business. Other than the regular business, if you are running, then you go for the standard cost or retail cost. So remember, if the question comes to an exam, specific project, then you apply this rule. Which one? Cost, actual cost is the called the cost for cost formula. No, other than specific, other than impractical, normal business is there, then you apply this formula. Formula means what? FIFO method or weighted average cost method you have to apply. If it is impractical, standard cost or retail method. So you identify the method based on the business, right? And now move to the next one. Meaning of RCM, right? That is standard cost method and retail method. Standard cost method and retail method. So standard cost method is normally the first one. Just we are discussing now the first point. What your first point says that? Clear? So just identify the point now. The first one. What actually the first one says that? Standard cost method, SCM, right? Based on what actually normal value. So in case of you are valuing this standard, right? So what is the method for that? What is the meaning for that standard cost method? Based on normal value of consumption of material and supplies, labor efficiency and capitalization. Means simple. You are up to the cost of production, that is total cost. In cost accounting, what you called total cost, that is to be considered here. So normal level of consumption means, say example, you are in your factory, the maximum capacity of factory is example 100%. Normally if I say that 100%, that is equal to 1000 units. No, you are producing 1100 units. So sometimes it is possible, right? So you are taking the more than your actual production capacity. Like in bus, the total 56 seat bus capacity of the bus seats are there, but sometimes the bus is full with more than 56 seats also. Some of the passengers are standing, then they're traveling. So that is like that. In production also, more than your production capacity you are producing. In that case, you need to consider only maximum your normal level, that is 1000. So don't take the 1100 like that. So normal level of consumption of material, supplies and labor. So you need to add the very simple your normal cost. Normal cost means cost of direct material plus direct material, then direct labor plus other cost. So if you add all these things, so you will get the standard cost method. In case of standard cost method. Now come to the point of next one is retail method. What actually the retail method says that when the items are rapidly changing, means again and again the item or a goods is changing, not a constant one, rapidly changing, right? And have similar margins. So you are having the same rate of profit, no change in profit. Means example, your profit is always 5%. So the change margin is not changed. The sale value of the gross margin, percentage of the margin to be taken into consideration, items have been marked down below the margin of selling price. So simple very in retail pricing method. So don't go for your margin. Your margin example 10% means for this you need to sell the cost of the goods is example 45 rupee. For that you are having that 4 rupee example 4 rupee 50 paise is the your 10% means so your value is 49.5 the cost of the goods means the selling price. If selling price fixed by you 49.5 means you need to not go for less than this one as per retail method. So you always keep your margin fixed. Don't allow or the fall your selling price must be less than the original price. The original price means 49.5. So that is your retail price method. Any doubt for anyone? Because I need to go for next one is very important. Write in the chat box. Quick. At least if you are not having any doubt, at least say no also. Okay. So someone is asking retail price. Retail price means I think Lakshmi is asking. Retail price is nothing but what actually. Say example, the cost for you is the cost of the goods for you is 90. Assume that your profit must be 10% is the margin for you. That is 9 rupee. 9 rupee of that's 90. So 99. The 99 rupees selling price. You never fall your selling price must be less than 99. So thereby you are assuring that your profit should be 9 rupee only. So if you are selling 98 rupee, then your 90 rupees is the cost, 8 rupees your profit. This was selling price, this was cost price, this was your profit. Don't do like this. You have to keep your profit exactly 9 rupee, that is the 10%. Never fall that your profit should be less than 10%. That you have to base the one price, that is the retail price. If you ask the any of the retail person, the dealer is or the person is saying that no sir, I just purchase this goods for rupees 90 rupee and I will have the 2 rupee margin. I don't want to sell this lose this 2 rupee margin like that. Normally practically we are seeing this kind of the behavior in the market. Is it that clear? Someone is raised the question. Retail price, you never, in my example what I say that so you never fall below your 99 rupee, nothing but it is 10% of your cost, whatever the cost incurred to you, it's 10%. Okay, move to the next one now. Very important. Which one? Net realizable value. Which one? Net realizable value. This point is very important, right? So you remember what is standard price cost method, what is retail price, because they are coming, this type of question comes to you for 2 marks, right? So only I just attempted that how to write the 2 marks question also. Simple 2 or 3 lines, one para. So all these items are 2 marks question also. What is net realizable value? N, shortly called NRV. What is net realizable value? Net realizable value means estimated selling price. Remember, estimated selling price, not actual price. Actual estimated selling price in the ordinary course of business. Ordinary course of business means not a special business, routine business, normal business case. Normal business case or ordinary course of business, less estimated cost of consumption, estimated cost of completion, estimated cost of necessary for sale. So if I say that NRV equal to, right, estimated selling price minus estimated cost of completion minus other cost, other estimated cost. So this was the equation. You remember this equation and you write the, by using this equation you just frame your theory. Theory ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ರಿ. So I did that theory on this the equation only. Actually it is equation, but I did that for 2 marks question like this. So what is the net realizable value? Net realizable value is estimated selling price in the ordinary course of business less the estimated cost of completion and estimated cost of necessary other cost to make the sale. Whatever the other cost incurred by you to sell it, for that one. So that is your net realizable value. Then the most reliable evidence at the time of valuation of inventory and purpose for which inventory is held. So very important when you are going for the valuation of inventory, right? So you need to first check that this point, evidence, what actually, when you are going to value the goods, that is time of evaluation and purpose of valuation of the inventory are held, then in that case this net reliable value is best method, right? So move to the next one now. These are the cost. Just I will send you this theory notes. What I given an example formula here, it was the same. Then comparison between the cost and very important comparison between the cost and NRV. So how it is to be taken, how the cost is to be compared. So in case of comparison, right, in case of comparison, the comparison between the cost, normal cost and NRV, net realizable value, should be made item by item, that is one by one, each items that you have to compare or the group of items. So what actually your disclosure of the financial statement says that, so the financial statement must be, accounting policy should be adopted completely, the inventory measurement, cost formula, what I said that standard cost method or retail method, those are the methods, and classification of inventory. Inventory should be classified in your balance sheet. So say for example your balance sheet is like this, inventory return. Inventory means how much your direct means raw material, how much is there, work in progress and finished goods, it should be classified, right? I think one point I think here I missed, that I have to throw the light on you, then I will go for the solution. Here the basic rule for inventory measurement is, see, the basic rule is inventory should be valued at a lower cost and net realizable value. So remember, lower cost, right, and a net realizable value. So this was the method. Now the AS2 theory is over. If still anybody having a doubt, raise the question in the chat box. I will repeat that point. So this was the AS2. AS2 entire theory is over. Now I will start the problem. Okay. Move to the theory now. I think all you are having the question number 1 now. what actually question number 1 is there, right? What your question number 1 says that. The question number 1 is, right? The question number 1 is, the company deals in 3 products. 3 products means 3 items. That is A, B and C, right? A, B and C. A is the one product, A is the one item, B is the one item, C is the last item, which are neither similar nor interchangeable. Interchangeable means not to be replaced. So neither similar or not interchangeable means, I think I said that in theory. So the concept is say that interchangeable goods not applicable in case of retail method, and as well as the similar projects, right? So you have to apply the other the cost other cases theory. So at the time of the closing, that is a closing stock, the accounting period is 2002 and 23. The historical cost is given. Historical cost means only cost. Then the net realizable value. So historical cost given and net realizable value NRV is given. Now by using these two, I said that lower cost. The method of solution of this one is what? Lower cost. A 40 rupee and 28 rupee. So B historical cost and 32 rupee NRV. C 16 and 24. Then how to valuation of this one? So what actually your AS2 say that? Your AS2 said that as per the AS2 para 5, I think just I read that one. Valuation of inventories, and inventory should be valued at a lower cost. Just I said that lower cost and net realizable value. So just I measurement of cost, I think just I complete that one only, lower cost and net realizable value. So inventory should be written down to net realizable value item by item or basis of the given. I think I said that basis of the item by item or group of the items. Now here the items A, B, C are there, not is group. So you have to separately have to identify the variable. So what they given, just I written here only, same, the cost. You observe here, the historical cost 40, 30 to 60 to 16 and net realizable value 28, 30 to 24. Then how the valuation is done now, right? How the valuation is done? Just you observe that out of 40 and 28, which number is least? Clear? Out of these two, tell me which one is least? 28 is the least. The answer is 28. Right? The answer for this first A is what? 28. Then least, because here see the cost, least cost you have to take. Clear? Now 32, 32, least is 32 only because both are same, 32. Now 16 and 24, which one is least? Least is 16. Now anyone tell me the total of this one? 28 plus 32 plus 16. Is it correct? 76. Write in the chat box. 76 is the answer. So hence the closing stock will be valid at rupees 76. Is it this solution clear to all of you? Don't worry about the accounting standard. The questions are too difficult. Solution of the problems are very simple, like what I just explained. But a very important thing is you have to first understand the theory. If you are not able to understand the theory, you are not at all able to solve the problem. If by seeing this question, maybe the point may be running in all of your mind. So what to do by using this table, or maybe the question solution is very lengthy or very short. Nobody knows you. Once I solved this one now you may be clear that it's very simple. Some of the students asking me in earlier cases also, sir, this type of question they may ask in the exam. Yes, they will ask for you in 5 marks, and it was there in the already question paper also, right? Is it this solution clear to all of you? Is there having any doubts? The closing stock of this question is how much? The last value. This amount is 76. The same amount 76 is here. Any doubt? Then come on, move to the next question now. Next question quite a different one now. X company limited, observe the question. X company limited purchased goods cost rupees. Remember the cost of rupees how much? 40 in October 2005 till 2006. 75% of the stocks were sold. Whatever you have the stock, out of that 75 is sold. 75% sold means how much stock left with you? 25%. How much closing stock left? 25, because percentage means 100% is the stock. Out of the 100%, you sold 75%, left is how much? Only 25%. That 25% is the closing stock for you. The company wants to disclose closing stock at 10 lakh rupee. Company wants to show in the balance sheet. See, in the balance sheet, what they in the balance sheet they need to show closing stock as 10 lakh rupee. Is it right? That is the question. So without any valuation, they are saying that 10 lakh rupee is the right way. If 10 lakh rupee written, then the auditor is asking you on what basis you are writing the 10 lakh rupee. Now we'll see that 10 lakh rupee, the company said that 10 lakh rupee is a stock of 25%. How much stock is there? 25% is the stock. Its value is they given 10 lakh rupee. We'll see that whether it is right or wrong. The expected sale value is 11 lakh rupee. Whatever this stock is, the 25% stock is there, or what I just written here. This 25% stock, if it is possible to sell in future, it will sell at 11 lakh. I will repeat once again. This 25% unsold stock, that is closing stock, can be sold in future at how much? 11 lakh rupee. That is called estimated sales. 11 lakh rupee is there. At a commission of 10%. So commission means out of 11 lakh rupee, 10% commission will go. 10% means 1.1 lakh will go. So we will get 9.9 lakh. Because out of 11 lakh rupee you are paying what? Selling expenses, means commission to agent. So leave the commission, agent commission, then you will go for the remaining 9.9 lakh. Advise what is the correct closing stock should be there. So you need to advise now. So if you want to advise, first you have to think the accounting standard, right? So my advice is that in exam, complete if you are not able to write the theory, but you have to write this part. Istara bara kalkodru ನೀವು as per if it is inventory, as per remember as per para 5 of accounting standard 2, all theory of AS2 comes under the para 5. Ella from fix itkonbiಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. In case of AS2 inventory valuation time, you write this para. So as per para 5 of accounting standard 2, the inventory valuation of inventory that can be done lower cost and net realizable value, right? Lower cost and net realizable value. So these are the part. Now come back to the valuation now. Valuation note plan ivaga. What I just written here the same, right? ಇಲ್ಲಿ already ಬರ್ದಿದೆ ನಾನು. Same. In case of cost, the cost how much they given? In the problem itself, the closing stock cost given by company 10 lakh. What is net realizable value? Just I written here. Net realizable value is this one, right? How this net realizable value comes? I will write once again. Just you observe here. Then it may be easy for you. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತದ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. How this net realizable value comes? $9.9 lakh. So estimated sales. Estimated sales they given 11 lakh rupee. Less out of the 10% commission will go. That is 1,10,000 rupee. Balance how much? 9,90,000. This was net realizable value. What is the rule? Cost rupees 10 lakh is there. Then net realizable value 9,90,000 rupees is there. Out of these two, whichever is least is the value, that is called stock. So least value is 9 lakh 90,000. So the answer is the value of closing stock is how much? 9,90,000. So you write in exam like this only. What I just written here, you just write from here to here. In I think I written here that just on 2 lines. You skip this line, but you write this point. Idnella bari exam nalli. What I explained here, you write like this. Here if you are writing this one also not a problem, right? This one also correct. But best is for your understanding purpose this one. Any doubt? The answer for this question is 9,90,000. Write in the chat box. Only one. Rahil is explained that yes, no sir. What about others? Okay. Then move to the next question now. Thank you. The next question is like this. Items that are to be excluded in determination of the cost of inventory as per ES2. I will repeat once again question. Items that are not that to be excluded. Items are to be excluded in the determination of cost of inventory as per ES2. It means as per ES2 inventory valuation or finding the closing stock, which items cannot be included in the accounts. The items which are not included in the inventory valuation. Just before this one only, I said the theory. All you have to write the chat box. I think I said 5 items. 5 items are excluded in the inventory valuation. What are those 5 points? Write in the chat box quick. I said 5 points. What are those 5 points? So production cost. The 5 items cannot be included. I think I said that. Okay. Abnormal loss, 1 correct. 1 is abnormal loss. Yes, correct. Second one is storage cost. Abnormal loss, storage cost, correct. Next, administration cost, selling cost. 4 correct. One more is there. I said 5 items. Very good. Last one is interest on borrowings. So remember the items being which is excluded in the right excluded in the valuation of inventory is, so these are the 5 items, right? The one is the first one is just I will show. The first item is abnormal loss. The second one is storage cost. Third one is administration cost. Fourth one is selling and distribution, and the fifth one is interest on borrowings, right? So these are the 5 items that we need to adopt the point. Now come to the theory. Just what I said, the same is there, right? I think one more is not actually included here, so you have to include one more item. Which one? Interest on borrowings. Last one, interest on borrowings. Right? So this was the last one. Any doubt? 5 marks question. In exams you will get the 5 marks question on this. Is it clear to all of you? This is the third question. So like that theory comes to you in exam. This was the one example for you. Quick, is question number 1, 2, 3 clear to all of you? Okay, thank you very much. Just you go to this question. Next, I will send you some of the solid questions. 5 minutes ಕೂಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಸರಿ, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನವರು.